Another story about a piece of crap cop right here. Cop who slams intoxicated woman to ground, forced to resign. All right, let's get to the video.
A police officer has to resign now because he decided to slam a woman against protocol. I would call it criminal. Here's the video.
Hey, you can't drive this vehicle because you're under the influence.
But she already hit me in my face whenever I was driving.
When was this?
Earlier.
Okay, you didn't make a report of that.
Okay,
We're out here for now.
And we were at Phenom Inc. and everywhere else. They witnessed her hit me in the face.
They don't like the police, so they're not going to help you.
Them.
Okay.
Who cares if they care about the police? That's your job, right?
I understand that, but if they're not going to cooperate, I can't do anything.
It doesn't matter if they cooperate. That's your job.
All right.
So what happens if I get hit the next time and they don't cooperate?
You call 911 and then we'll make a report. But right now.
Is it because I'm white?
All right.
Ma'am, can you call an Uber for us?
I'm asking you.
Why would you ask something like that?
I'm going to give you another.
Because it's legit.
Listen to what he's saying.
Ma'am.
She's
Listen to what she's saying.
Ann.
My name's not Ann.
What is it?
Annie.
Okay, Annie, can we please call an Uber so you can go home? Can you please call Uber? We're trying to give you every chance in the book right now.
But why are you trying me whenever I'm the Venom?
This is one of those nuanced stories where people sometimes feel as if they have to just take one side or the other. You don't. There is nuance here. So let me highlight some realities. You may not like everything the woman said. I don't like everything she said. It was clear to me that she was intoxicated.
Yeah.
Once again, a problematic dynamic that will warrant typically interaction with the police, adverse interaction with the police. Let's put the picture up of the cop. So, with all of that said, what he did was still holistically against protocol, policy, and in my opinion, the law. Annie Lloyd was slammed by Officer Timothy Holbrook during a DUI traffic stop. Officer Holbrook responded to a business in reference to theft and a dispute in progress, according to the report. The call resulted in the arrest of the victim for public intoxication and obstruction of an officer. The woman, Annie, suffered injuries to her shoulder blade, hip, back, arm, and face. Said she has relied on the body camera video to fill in the gaps of what happened.
Look at that. Look what he did to her.
What he did made her unconscious. The result of the internal investigation says Oakwood Police Chief Tim Hatch told Atlanta News First. After their internal investigation, Officer Holbrook was notified he will be terminated as proposed to punishment. But before the cop was terminated, he was allowed to resign. The department tells Atlanta News First, Holbrook was hired in the summer. Now, because he was allowed to resign, he's obviously going to be able to work in law enforcement again. Keep in mind, if there's a reason for the interaction, and if you're not having a good day, that does not give license to police officers to be aggressive.
That gives it, yeah. I mean, that would tell an officer, yeah, you might have a bad day, or things going on well, or you're having a real crap day, or maybe things are not going well, or your family like that. That gives no excuse. The officer has no excuse to take it out on people or to retaliate against someone because somebody, wasn't doing what they were saying to do, or they're not responding to orders, or they're retaliating by cursing them and flipping them off. It's like he wasn't liking what he was saying. Well, I would agree with, I'm like, who the heck is this drunk Karen like that? But that gives you no excuse to put a hand on a woman like that, especially when he's a law enforcement.
Violate your rights, utilize force that's inappropriate to the situation.
Yep.
We don't have to like everything about the individual on the other side. The reason I
Exactly.
want to highlight this story is to make a point. How many times has there been an African-American victim? And because there was police or adverse police contact, all of a sudden, whatever the cop does, regardless of the legality connected or not, whatever the cop does, it becomes okay because the person should not have been doing A, B, and C in the first place. I have always stood against that narrative. I stand against it with integrity, regardless of who is having that adverse response from the police. This never should have ended with her injury like this. Never. All right. Jackson, thoughts here.
Yeah, I mean, bottom line, we can't accept police treating anybody like that. Everything really was going just fine up until he did that, because again,
Like
clearly
he
she was, everything was going just fine because she clearly was intoxicated. And, as a police officer, especially when you're on patrol duty, a lot of what you deal with is drunk people. So this couldn't have been the first time they were in that situation. But again, you're the one with the guns. You're the one with the backup. Not only that, you're dealing with a woman who's also intoxicated. She was of no physical threat to you. So it was just really unnecessary. They could have just called her a taxi or an Uber if they had to get her down. They, wouldn't have.
Or they could just give her a ride home.
Put her in handcuffs, put her back in the car, take her to jail, let her sleep it off. You don't do that part. What you did was 100% inappropriate and illegal, in my opinion. All right.
Yeah. I mean, cops, that's what they did. You could have taken her home. I remember one time I was hanging with some friends at a club like that. And I took one of those really late buses, because most of the time I could take the bus, but this is like 1 o'clock in the morning. I took the late bus, and I got off, but I still had about 2 miles to walk home. And I was pretty fucking fucked up. I mean, I was hammered, blitz. And, I guess an officer saw me kind of stumbling on the sidewalk. He asked me, "Oh, how's it going, sir?" Like he knew I kind of drunk. Like, "Oh, all right." He said, "Sir," I said, "Where are you going?" I said, "Oh, I'm trying to get home." I said, "You see, a little intoxicated here." He said, "Here, I'll give you a ride home, sir. Just tell me where you live." So I did, and I told the officer, "Thank you for the ride," like that. I told him, I explained to him, it wasn't that fucked up, like, ugh. I told him I just got off the 3-line bus, or I studied for South Tacoma when I had to walk 2 miles. So I said, and he said, "Oh, I'll give you a lift. You don't have to walk home like that. I'm just looking out for your safety." Like, yeah, that makes point. So he can run my house, went inside with the bed, and there. But yeah, that fucking tyrant has it slammed. That lady she was not a threat to them or anybody. I mean, yeah, that's how it is. People. I mean, when you're intoxicated, you don't think clearly. That's just how it is. And then that pig, I'm glad he resigned. So it's another case of happy fuck the cops say. With that said, I'm out of here. Mind you, peace out.